Forgg did kill a ton of probes there, but believe it or not, at this stage in the game, it's not that big a deal, because he didn't kill the Nexus. And here's actually more probes going down. That cannon is not in position to defend against these vultures, so Stork having to run all around with these Dragoons, trying to chase down... Let me just go ahead and tell you, trying to chase down vultures with Dragoons is a huge headache. It is a nightmare, because Dragoons are slow and stupid, and vultures are super fast and annoying. So Stork is being really annoyed by having to chase these things down, but what I was trying to say is that Stork has his 4 bases. That 4th Nexus went up, and he's got 4 Nexuses right now that can pump probes for him and replace those lost probes. And Forgg only on 2 bases, so even though Forgg is actually doing a magnificent job with his vultures here, Forgg has killed, you know, just a flipping lot of probes right now. I don't know how to say it. A large number of probes have gone down for Stork, but he's going to be able to replace those probes very easily and continue pumping military with his 4 bases. And really, I believe, unless Forgg has taken that time to buy himself, you know, 2 more bases and another 4 factors, I don't think he's going to be able to really do anything in this game still. And as far as I can tell from looking at the mini-map, I'm pretty certain that Forgg is still on 2 bases. So Forgg with some great micro, some great harass, no doubt, but it's like the last gasp of a dying man here. Templar Archives going up for Stork, probably going to get some High Templar and some Arbiters out in play in the near future. He's still got a good military going. He's trying to destroy this force of Forgg, but again, Forgg very well entrenched with multiple layers of tanks, which is good for him, but doesn't have the full contain on Stork. Stork has still got his 4 bases up, and Forgg is not able to deny him that mine his 4th base. Forgg trying to establish his 3rd base and his 3rd gas, which he desperately needs. And here's Stork trying to break out across these bridges and discovering the difficulty in doing so. Not discovering, but, you know, just experiencing, I guess, you know, again, the difficulty of trying to break out across those bridges. He's got some more forces coming down from his main to try and clear out some more mines here. And, yeah, and, you know, this again brings me to the point of how I hate this map. I've been saying that Stork has won this game for a long time now, and he has. He's in the lead. Forgg cannot come back. You know, really, realistically, he cannot come back. But it's so hard to attack on this map. And here we see a bunch of speed zealots get amongst these tanks, but then again, more tanks to reinforce and for Stork to fall back. It's so damned hard to finish off your opponent. Oftentimes on destination, we'll see that one player, you know, be they Protoss, Terran, or Zerg, or whatever, will have essentially won the map, will have established themselves in a clear, advantageous position, and it's so difficult to effect a victory. These bridges just make it really, really hard for the winning player to solidify their win, and so then it just becomes a really boring macro game where, like, well, I can't attack because, you know, it's just suicide, running all those forces in there, so just establish a 4th base, and a 5th base, and a 6th base, and, you know, get some Templars, I mean, get some Arbiters, get some Carriers, get whatever the hell I want, and, you know, finally try and figure out a way to win, even though they know that they have the economic advantage. We actually see, I think it was a crazy game with Firebat Hero versus some Protoss. I don't remember which Protoss he was playing, but there was some game where he just went on forever on destination, and Firebat Hero's Protoss opponent, this is a while ago, ended up going, I believe, Arbiters and Carriers in the same game, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is something you don't often see. It's a Protoss player going for both Arbiters and Carriers, just because of the fact that, you know, it's just so ridiculously intensive, you know, mineral intensive and gas intensive to get both those lines of tech with all their upgrades up and functioning. So yeah, that was a ridiculous game. I don't know if this game's going to be like that, but it could degenerate into a game where Stork just feels that the only way he can really win is just by getting infinity bases and getting, you know, infinity tech and, you know, just pumping out, you know, 12 carriers and some arbiters to cloak his carriers and everything. You know, get 3-3-3 upgrades across the board, that type of thing. Let's hope it doesn't go into that kind of game. I would not like to see that personally, just because it's just delaying the inevitable. I love to see a game like that when it's a good game, when it's evenly matched, but at this point it's just painful. And here is another Reaver for Stork coming to do some harassment on the completely undefended expansion of Forgg, which is trying to establish there. A bunch of SCVs going down, and that's all Stork really needs to do. Oh, a ton of SCVs going down. There is nothing to protect this expansion. You know, no turrets, no forces. He's finally bringing some vultures back. Oh, he's got a Dark Templar in there, actually, to Stork as well. But Scan goes off to protect against that Dark Templar. So here we see Stork transferring some SCVs from his main to his 5th base now, which he's established for himself at the 10 o'clock expansion, 10 o'clock position. And here's some more Zealots going in, clearing out a bunch of tanks of Forgg, which are still actually harassing this base that Stork has there at the 230 position. So really, Forgg has done a good job against that base, but even ignoring that base, Stork still has 3 expansions with a 4th going up, compared to just the 2 expansions for Forgg, and of course all of Forgg's probes of the other expansion were killed off recently by Stork. And yeah, this is Destination, guys. I mean, I guess some fans and players might find it exciting because there is a lot of action. There's non-stop action, I guess. There's stuff dying all the time, but it's really not that exciting because it's stuff dying that, you know, it's not that relevant since we know who has the advantage. It's just, you know, stuff dying a little bit on each side, but, you know, slowly and slowly, you know, Stork just builds up more and more forces and more of a lead here. So yeah, here's some tanks coming in trying to take out the forces of Forgg. I mean, yeah, he's just not going to be able to do it. Is Forgg. He killed off a ton of Dragoons, but Stork just has too many Dragoons. Going to kill off these tanks. I have to say, the Korean commentators sound much more excited at this point in the game than I am. I guess just because Forgg is fighting so hard. You know, he really is trying. There's a Dark Templar for Stork just being annoying, just killing tanks at Forgg's expansion. Here's this Reaver and this shuttle still alive. See if you can get a scare off on these retreating tanks. Dark Templar kills off a tank. It's going to kill off a 2nd tank here. But yeah, for me, it's just, you know, let's see it already. Okay, so Forgg finally GG's. He was probably running low on minerals, couldn't get another base up. So there you have it. Stork defeating Forgg 3-0 to move into the round of 4, and Stork looking very strong here. He has a chance to win the OSL and the MSL in the same season, which I believe has never been done before. So that's going to be exciting to see if he can pull that off. Either way, good games by Stork. Thanks for listening.
마지막 경기 정말 한참 내다볼 수 없는 24분 4초의 대작전이었으면 송병구 선수가 이제 가볍게 웃도리를 벗고 외투를 벗고 이제